Hey guys, welcome to another episode. I am Carl Ragavan, Europe's original SSC starting strength coach. I'm here in Edinburgh, Scotland, giving you another very fucking hilly discussion today as I walk to the gym, and the discussion is going to be about walking. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, so I guess in a way this isn't really a very exciting topic. So to me, walking, for most of my clients and for most of you, is pretty much a thing that all of you can take up, right? Because I think a lot of the time when people think of training and they think about getting out doing cardio, they think instantly about running, and they completely blow past walking, which I think is a mistake, because it's not realistic, right? And that's the thing. We're already asking you to do starting strength. We're already asking you to do the lifts, the heavy barbell lifts, 3 times a week, squat, bench, press, deadlift, and yeah, all the rest of it, you already know those, which I'll go into detail again in another video of what the lifts are. But from a consistency piece, right? Training needs to be consistent. It needs to be the things that you can kind of stick to. And if you instantly try and do something like, I don't know, maybe like run 5k a day, every day, no rest, you know, that can be very challenging, and it's probably going to be something not consistent that you can stick to, right? And a big part of making training work, the formula, is do the thing, right? What's interesting is it got brought to my attention that the actual whole 10,000 steps a day came from a Japanese study that actually was actually the name of the kind of stepper. There's a Japanese name for it. So it's actually more important from a health lifestyle benefit to actually do 7 to 8,000, but for some reason 10,000 became very catchy. So yeah, it kind of became the thing to do. 10,000 is the hot take, shall I say. But doing 7,000 steps a day, I mean, your iPhone can record that, and it's kind of interesting as well. No matter how accurate your steppers are, you just need to do 7 to 8,000 and you'll feel it. Or even if you've done 10,000, and again, I've done 20,000 occasionally just from travel, bits and pieces, and your feet considerably feel a lot more sore when you do 20,000 steps in a day. And so the reason I talk about walking is, of course, there is some cardio heart health benefits to it. Obviously, it's not going to shake mountains like if you're trying to elite level cycling, right? But for people who are trying to get strong, try and lift heavier barbells, trying to come to the gym 3 days a week, adding in 7,000 to 10,000 steps in your day is a very realistic goal, right? And I think it shouldn't be scoffed at. It's actually a good, healthy habit, right? Because I think a lot of the things that make you successful in the gym are just a system of habits, and you just start to put them into your day. So to me, it's a simple solution for a lot of people. It might be a case of, you know, if you're in a beautiful European city like I am, you know, that it is very easy to walk, right? I figure that. If you're in a very rural suburban area in the States, it's going to be harder for you because they're actually the sidewalk, you know, there aren't as many pavements and stuff, so you have to start being a bit creative with how you get those extra steps in. But saying that, it is manageable, right? 7 to 10,000 steps a day. It might just be half an hour of walking like I am now, half an hour walk to the gym, half an hour back. Boom, you've got something that is better than nothing, right? I think also with a lot of advice that I give, a lot of it from a lifting perspective is very cut and dry. You're going to do a squat to depth, you're going to press overhead with a shrug, you're going to deadlift from the floor, lock it out, bench, touch your chest, power clean, catch on your shoulders, chin up, bring your chest to the bar. There's a lot of very clear, defined metrics of success. You know, the completion of just doing an extra 45 minutes to an hour walking a day, it's an easier completion rate, right? It's not as difficult to achieve. And if you start adding more intense cardio, remember, this is all metrics of stress. So when you start stressing more things, start putting your finger in too many pies, that's when it starts to get more challenging. It's not to say you can't start adding more intense cardio, but it's more, you should be a bit more cautious. You should play it safe for a bit, right? Because the main goal is getting bigger and stronger. And if you're doing a shit ton more cardio, it just means you have to eat a ton more to keep your weight gain or to keep your muscle mass. So for those reasons, you just kind of want to keep it simple, right? What's kind of interesting as well is if you allow it to, and if you have the opportunity to, walking for a little short period of time is a great way to kind of clear your mind. If you're not creating content like this, right? If you're able to just be completely unplugged. I know how addictive it is to be doom scrolling and just looking at social media, which doesn't have good content like this, but just being away in your thoughts, just some time to kind of process things is kind of good for you. You could even just put on a podcast, or like I say, it could just cut your commute time. Instead of driving all the way to X, wherever that is, you can park a little further away, or, you know, if you're taking the train, get out of the train a couple of stops early. So there's sneaky ways that you could probably add in extra steps, which again doesn't interfere with your life so much. You're just making a little concerted effort. Or some people just want to get it out of the way. They wake up an hour earlier, get it done, and then Bob's your uncle, right? So it really does vary on the person. But when I start giving guidelines about lifestyle advice, dietary advice, which is going to be my next video, it needs to be broad, general, and non-specific at first. Because if we're not able to keep up basic habits, like try and walk 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day, then how likely are you going to stick to a more intense, stressful mode of cardio, right? Another great reason why walking is so good is sometimes, you know, you can get little niggles from training, and just walking a little bit more can just help with those niggles. Like I remember Bob Santana talking about this, like, because where he lives in Phoenix and stuff, all those big fuck off cactus trees, the saguaros, and the desert, it's very hilly. So just getting on an incline can kind of make those niggles in your hip kind of disappear. So for that reason, you know, just a simple habit like walking 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day can make little things kind of disappear, which is nice, eh? And also, you know, it's that whole like David Goggins thing. Like, if you're not running an ultra marathon every day, stay hard. It's like a lot of good, successful habits. You don't have to be hardcore about it, you know? And something like getting outside and walking, you don't really need a ton of motivation. Granted, I'm someone who was born and raised in London, so yes, sometimes it's grey and rainy, you don't want to go outside. Or if you're in the Baltic countries, which I've lived in, Estonia and places like that, it's going to be fucking cold and rainy and slushy and dangerous to walk. So there are some elements which are difficult, but you can still get it done. You don't need as much motivation to kind of summon up your inner Goggins to just go and walk for 45 minutes, really. So yeah, that's my little take on walking, the importance of it, building healthy habits, why you should probably do a little bit more walking, getting outside like I am, walking to the gym instead of taking a bus, which I easily could have today. I've decided, the weather's perked up in Scotland. Here we're in like springtime now, so it's not too bad. And yeah, it's just a good way to just do a little bit more for not too much effort. And I think you could have good benefits from it too. So if you like the video, comment, like, share, subscribe, you know the deal. I'm Carl Ragavan, Beautiful Strength. If you want me to be your online coach, hit me up at beautifulstrengthgym, all one word, .com, BEA, beautifulstrengthgym.com. You can get me as your personal online coach. I only have a certain amount of slots. They're not unlimited. And I watch every video, give you feedback on every lift. So yeah, take advantage. If you guys have a topic in mind that you want me to talk about, happy to. So just put them down in the comments. But as for me, that's Beautiful Strength, and the barbell never lies.